Shalom, today is February 5th, and Israel has been at war for 122 days. There are still 136 hostages in Gaza. Let's take a look at Yediot Achronot, and it reads, Mavoy Satum, dead end. There are great significant gaps on the way to a hostage exchange deal with Hamas. After a week of waiting, Israel has not yet gotten any official announcement from Hamas regarding the outline for the exchange deal that was discussed in Paris. The first article, though, is about the return from Thailand, Hashiva mi Thailand. And these are about the workers. Many Thai workers worked in agricultural work in Nachal Oz and around kibbutzes around Gaza. On the 7th of October, they were too attacked. 7 of them were even killed, and the Thai workers had to return to Thailand. Bobby, the Thai worker, and his Thai friends returned to Thailand. This is another one of those unbelievable stories that the war produced. While Nachal Oz members are still living elsewhere as they were evacuated, they're actually living closer to the north, the Thai workers and soldiers are in Nachal Oz. And Bobby says, I don't understand. He says, why did the Gaza attack us? Why did they come and kill us? They were our friends, Chaverim Shelanu. We worked together. As Gazans had some permits to come and work in the fields with the Thai workers, and of course all that stopped since October 7th. Behind Bobby, you see a burnt tractor, as many vehicles as well as people were burned on October 7th in the atrocities by Hamas. So many of these Thai workers see the kibbutz as their home, as their second home, and they're happy to be back, and they're willing, even at their own expense, to come and work and continue to plow the grounds as they love Israel so much. The next is about the hostage exchange deal, and it reads, Lachatufim ein zman. There's no time left for the hostages, but Hamas does have time. And this is a criticism over Israel's government to release the hostages. It doesn't matter if we're not demolishing Hamas yet. Hamas we can demolish later, but the hostages are running out of time. The subtitle reads, even a week after the outline has been passed to Hamas, Hamas is ignoring the Paris outline where it was discussed, where this hostage exchange deal was discussed. And it says here, Yahya Sinwar, the head of Hamas, is continuing to torture the Israeli families. And yesterday, we were hoping for a 7 p.m. announcement by Hamas about their offer or about their opinion about this hostage exchange agreement, but no official response was received from the seniors of Hamas. And according to the Palestinian media, they're saying that Hamas is not willing to give in, and they're waiting for the complete end of the war. They will not give any hostages unless the war is completely finished. That means unless the Israeli military completely leaves the Gaza Strip. Here in the right, there's an opinion article that says it is time to stop being dragged by Hamas, but rather act proactively and surprise Hamas, put more pressure on them, because Israel is obviously still being controlled by Yahya Sinwar, the head of Hamas. Here he is. And here's Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. Here on the left, we see a column of Keren Mundar. Keren Mundar was kidnapped on October 7th with her son Ohad and her father, Abraham. Avraham, her father, is still in captivity while she and her son were released after about 50-something days. But she's writing in the name of her father. It says, in the name of my daddy, Abale. In the name of my daddy, my loved one who is in captivity. And she's just writing, make that they will come home now. This is a call to Israel to somehow work it out, that the hostages will come back, because it says that she's writing that the war there is endangering them in every day that passes. And Benjamin Netanyahu says, we will not release the hostages in any price, for any price. Right now, the government is against pulling out from Gaza for the sake of the hostages. The next article is about the day after the war, and here is a plan to exchange UNRWA or to find an alternative to UNRWA, which is the UN humanitarian aid for Palestinians, because it was notified that UNRWA was part of the 7th of October massacre, and Israel is trying to look for another alternative to keep Gaza safe. The next article is about the heroes that will not return. Hagiborim are the heroes, Shelo Yashuvu, that will not return. And here's Shimon Asulin, that was killed 2 days ago. And this is a picture of his funeral. His friend said, you were the best ever. And he was a young, strong man that loved Israel and knew a lot about the history of Israel. And his battalion was actually released. He's a reserve soldier. His battalion was released for a few weeks of rest, but he insisted to go back and fight with a new battalion to stay in the Gaza Strip and fight. And yesterday, he was killed. His brother says, I'm full of pride that you were my brother. Why did you not tell me that you're leaving us? May his memory be blessed. Next is an inside peek to many Israeli families as there are so many reservist soldiers fighting. Their wives are at home taking care of the kids. And this article is about the wives that are independent, that have their own businesses. And they wrote, we've sent our husbands to the krav, to the battle, and the country does not see us. So they're asking for compensations, as the government is giving compensations for independent businessmen that are serving in the war. They're asking that they will be included in this compensation plan because they've lost work. They've lost some of their businesses. They have many less customers. And she is saying, my customers are not waiting for me. This wife is saying, please give us what we deserve. This mother reads that they've opened the kids' savings for living. They say it's like a knife in the back. Reservist soldiers will come back home and see how their wives were hurt by the government, and they will not want to do reserve service again. So you see, the war is really affecting so many people in the country, from soldiers, but also families, wives, children, economics. It's just a very overall arching effect. The next article is actually a highlight of our reservist soldiers that are protecting us and fighting, and it reads, Achim lanitzachon, brothers in victory. Here's a photo and a story of two brothers, Ron and Yaakov Daskal. They serve together in the same hospital as doctors, and they're serving also in the war together. They also live next to each other. This is an article that it's a little window to the lives together as brothers. And here's another story about twin brothers, Kfir and Amos. One of them is a paramedic, the other one is a detective, and they serve the country together. And they're speaking about the tension in their work, how the readiness is around the clock, and their mother is quoted here saying that she's so proud and pleased with them. And to our last story of today, this is about a young initiative. Since the beginning of the war, Yael, a 12-year-old from Tel Aviv, opened a lemonade stand together with her friends and siblings. They were selling lemonade cups, and when customers asked, how much should I pay? They said, whatever you feel like it. And they said one customer spent 200 shekels on one cup, which is about $50 US. So they earned 14,000 shekels and decided to donate all of it to children that are evacuated from their homes since October 7th. I like young initiators. It is so brave. For more updates and stories, go to allisrael.com. Follow us on our social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like this video if you liked it. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.